So once we've found ourselves on our mats, we sit comfortably either with a leg out, finding a good posture where our spine can be up and lifted. If we're comfortable, we can roll our shoulders up, back, and down, and then just close your eyes. Just take a second here to take a couple of breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. If there's anything going on around us that we don't need to focus on right now, we're just going to let it go. We're just going to allow ourselves to be in tune with our breath, because a lot of the time we do this automatically and we don't think about our breath. So we're just going to slow everything down by breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. During our practice today, if we forget to breathe in through the nose or out through the nose, or we're not focusing on our breath, don't worry about it. It's all good. It's always there to come back to when you need grounding. And if we're good with that, we're going to slow down this breath even more to really get into our bodies and let go of anything that isn't serving us this morning. We're going to inhale for the count of 4, pause for the count of 2, and then exhale for the count of 6. Let's go ahead and begin. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale, deep, slow, fully into the lungs and the belly. Pause. Exhale, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, relax your body. Slow exhalation. One more time, big inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Relax and exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On your next inhale, let's rise those hands all the way up. Inhale all the way up. Maybe we want to look at those hands. Maybe we keep our eyes closed. Exhale, chin to chest. Hands come down through heart center. Keep your chin to chest. Open up your hands behind your back. So I want the chest nice and open. Palms facing to the front. Chin tucked down. Then we're going to inhale, look all the way up. Exhale, come down, chin to chest, and wrap those hands around so you open up. Big inhale, all the way up to the sky, reaching, using as much space as you need. Exhale, dive down and reach behind you. 2 more times, inhale, all the way up. Exhale, slowly come down. Your last one, big inhale, expand the lungs, reach up to the sky. Exhale the hands down through heart center. Go ahead and lift your hands all the way up. Go ahead and clasp onto the left and tip over to the right side. Nice big stretch here. Bring it all the way back up, over to the other side. Back to the center. This time, instead of clasping onto the wrist, let's let that hand just fall all the way down as we reach over our head. And maybe we look up to the sky. And then we float both hands all the way back up. And then reach to the other side. Nice big side stretch, keeping both of your butt cheeks firmly on the mat. Inhale, lift. Maybe we turn and look. Feeling a nice side bend. Inhale, lift all the way to the other side. Let's do that one more time. Just floating gently as if you're in a breeze. Back all the way to the top. And to the other side. Bring yourself all the way to center. Push the walls away. Roll the shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale and twist to your right just a little bit. Keep the shoulders back and down. Look straight ahead. Inhale. Long spine. Exhale a little bit more to your right. Sitting up nice and tall. Feeling your core kicking in. Inhale. Exhale, twist that last little bit and maybe look over that right shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale, unwind. Roll the shoulders a couple of times in the back. Roll them to the front. We're working the arms by holding them straight out. So inhale the hands all the way up. Press the walls away. Really press out of the shoulder girdles. Roll the shoulders back and down. And then we're going to take that deep breath in. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Keeping upright. Inhale. Exhale, twist a little bit more. One more time. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, maybe just a little bit more, and we look over that shoulder, getting a full cervical spinal twist. Big inhale. Exhale, unwind. Again, rolling those shoulders a couple times. Rolling to the front. Just allowing our heads to gently rock side to side. Maybe we look side to side, as slow or as fast as you need. I close my eyes when I turn my head side to side. That's a personal choice. Don't want to get myself dizzy. Then once we've done that a couple times, let's make our way down onto our mats in all fours. So knees underneath the hips, hands spread nice and wide. Roll the shoulders back and down. Tuck your toes. Once we've got our toes tucked, we're able then to root down through the fingertips. So important to use the entire hand and not just the heel of the hand. Okay? Now that we've got our stable tabletop, we're going to inhale one time. Exhale into a cat. So arch the back all the way up as you exhale that air. Tuck the chin into the chest. Press down into the fingers, into the toes. Big inhale. Drop the belly down. Tailbone to the sky. Look up all the way, almost as if your head wants to touch your bum. Go ahead and exhale right up into that cat. Chin tucked. Pressing out through the hands, through the toes. Exhale and inhaling into your cow. Let's do that a couple of times. So exhale right up, press your back up into the sky, and then lower the belly down and bring your head to touch your bum. It'll never happen, but that's what we're thinking. One more time, big exhale, really arch that back. This should feel really good. It feels really good for me this morning. And then bring yourself into that cow and then into the flat back. So now that we know how to do the cow and the cat, we should know we want neither of those for the next one. We want our shoulders rolled back and down. We want our fingertips gripping into the mat. Our toes are tucked, and we're just going to take it to our first little spinal balance. Your back foot can come out. Your toes are still touching the mat, and this is how I know my hips are level. Then I'm going to use my glute to lift my foot up, point my toes down, and I'm still looking down at the mat. Okay, so that's good alignment here, and you're sending the energy out of your heel. Rolling the shoulders back and down, they always want to creep up. Then we can take our pinky of the front hand, slide it along the ground, and if we're good and confident with our balance this morning, we can lift that hand up. So we're just going to take it to a nice flow, point the toes down, energy through the heels, elbow and knee find each other as you exhale. Try and keep your back flat this time, and then reach all the way out. Instead of cat-cowing, we're table-topping. Exhale, reaching into the body, and then exhaling away. Go ahead and do that a couple of more times. One breath, one movement. We're starting to warm up the stabilizing shoulder. Last time to pull it in and reach it out. Now again, if you do not have the stability this morning, don't worry about it, but if you're still good to go, bend your knee. Take that front hand, reach around and see if you can find toe, top of foot, maybe ankle, and go ahead and hold on to it. If you've gotten this one and you're comfortable, press your hand into the foot and lift up a little bit of a bigger stretch for the back. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your hand down. Scoop your knee right up into your chest. Walk it between your hands, and you've still got your knee down in the front. Okay? So once we've got this positioning, see if your knee can stack right over the ankle. If you need something underneath the knee, go ahead and do it now. And all we're going to do is lift up to a kneeling lunge. Okay? Once we've got that going on and we've got our alignment checked, we're going to dive down. So exhale, hands to the floor. Okay? Inhale, maybe our first back bend in this position. Reach behind you, sink into your hip flexors, and then exhale. See if we can avoid the floor and float all the way through and straighten that front leg. Okay, if we need the hands on the floor, of course, but we're just moving nice and slow right now and lengthening through the hamstring, looking down at our mat. Inhale, lift it up, reach back into a back bend. Exhale, float through, touch down, but lengthen through that front leg. Bring your nose close to the knee, as close as you can. Knee can stay bent, okay? Inhale, rise up. We should feel these hamstrings. Mine are a little tight this morning. Exhale, float down. Bring it all the way up. Hold here in your kneeling lunge. Go ahead and grab onto the left hand. Reach it over to the side, a bigger, deeper stretch. Sink into your hip flexors. Inhale up. Grab the wrist of the other hand. Exhale, tip to the other side. All the way up. Lean forward, hands on either side of that front foot. Take a step back. And we're in our first downward facing dog. So spread your fingertips nice and wide, feet are hip distance apart. Let the head hang. Again, we never want to use the head. We don't need it right now, so just let it hang. Our first inversion. Knees can be soft. And then we want to start to let our hips float to the sky. So we're pressing our butt into the air. We might want to walk our hands a little closer, but just let that head hang. Give it a shake no, give it a shake yes. Couple of deep breaths here. We're going to walk our dog. Front heel drops, back heel lifts as we bend that back knee. And then we're going to switch it out. Again, feeling the calves. Lengthening through the backs of the legs, letting the head drop, feeling the blood pressure change. Couple of more times, walking your dog. Then we're going to press both of our heels to the back of the mat. They might not touch. Send your hip bones high into the sky. Walk your hands a little bit closer to your body. Soften your knees and see if you can get your ribs to be on your thighs. Let that head hang. Couple of breaths here. Then we're going to make our way back down to all fours. Knees underneath the hips. Hands spread wide underneath the shoulders. Shoulders back and down. It's the front leg this time. Okay? So send that front leg out. And then using your butt muscle instead of your back as it arches, pull the belly in and then just lift the foot up. We're still looking down at our mat. Once we've stabilized on our shoulders, roll them back and down. Back pinky slides along the floor or your mat. Lift it up. And reach from your middle finger straight out to the heel as your toe points down. Keeping your back flat. Exhale, come in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale. And inhale. Let's do that a couple of more times. Our own perfect pace. Rooting solidly down through your stabilizing hand. Press into those fingers, thumb and index finger. Reach it out and hold. Let me see your stability here by reaching forward, heel energy, and then bending at the knee if we have the support today. Reach around and see if we can find a toe, an ankle, top of the foot, wherever you can get to, and maybe this is it today. If you're good, press into hand and foot and lift up. Root down through the supporting arm for 4, 3, 2, knee stays bent, but hand comes down.
Exhale that knee right up into the chest. Look between the hands and place it down. Once we've got that, we position our back knee so that we are feeling positive on that knee joint. And then we lift up into our kneeling lunge on this side. Let's go ahead and dive down. Our hands can be on the mat. And then we just lengthen out that front leg. Take it at your own pace. We're just lengthening through the hamstring. Inhale, rise up to our back bend on this side. Maybe we clasp our hands this time. Sink on in, you're opening up through hip flexors. Exhale, maybe you put your hands down or float through. Personal choice here. And you're bringing your nose as close as you can to your knee, whatever works. Inhale, rise it on up. Exhale, float it down. And if you want that challenge, feel free to close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes for the next two, just to see how different it feels getting into the body with a big inhale. Exhale, floating through. Challenges the balance a little bit more when you close those eyes. One more time, big inhale, rise it on up. Exhale, float through, lengthening that front leg, feeling those hamstrings lengthen. Come all the way back up. This time, instead of clasping the wrist, let's just go ahead and take that front hand and let it dive down, reaching like a giant C, almost like you have a beach ball or some kind of giant ball in your hands. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the other side. Reach and lengthen. Use your core to stabilize. Bring yourself all the way back up. Hands come down. Take a step back into your downward facing dog. Let's pedal out our dog here. Let the head hang. Let's try for some chaturangas. Our first ones I like to do from the kneeling position, just to make sure I'm good. If you're good to go right away into a full chaturanga, that's always your choice. But you're going to inhale to a plank, drop to those knees. Exhale, lower down, elbows brush the ribs as you lower yourself down. Feet flat on the floor. Inhale to a baby cobra, squeeze your butt, elbows stay behind you. And then push back into child's pose with a giant exhale. Let's do this a few more times. So from your child's pose, inhale to kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down, feet flat on the floor. Maybe this time you come into full cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes into child's pose, then downward facing dog. I'm giving you all the options here. Remember, every time you practice, it's going to be different, so choose the one that works for you in the moment. This time I'm going to stay a little higher. So inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Use your triceps. Inhale, maybe baby, maybe full, maybe up dog with those knees off the mat. Exhale to child's pose down dog or right to your down dog. One more time at your own pace and your own decision on where you need to be today. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push back. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our right foot high up into the sky. So it happens to be my back leg. We're going to pull the knee into the chest. We're going to step, walk, guide it down. And then we're going to drop our heel for our first warrior one. Come on up. Sink on in, knee stack over your ankle. And we're going to take it to our warrior two. So open up. Hands to the side, maybe open up that stance a little bit more, shoulders back and down. Reaching from those middle fingers. And then we're just going to slide ourselves all the way to the front. Right to the front of your mat. We're going to reverse this warrior. So reach up to the sky. We're going to float this one, elbow finds the knee. Reach over your head. I like to do things in threes, as most of you know. Inhale, reverse. Try and stay stable in those legs. Exhale. One more time, reach it back. Float this one all the way down. Lift the back heel and take a step up to the top of the mat. Inhale to a halfway hold. Exhale to a forward fold. One more time, halfway hold. Exhale, release down. This one, come all the way up to standing. Rise it on up. Oops. And exhale the hands to heart center. Now you can stay where you are, wherever it works for you. I'm just going to move to the center of my mat so I don't hit a fan. And feet are spread nice and wide. Okay? Spread out those toes, pull them up and spread those toes nice and wide. Okay? Roll the shoulders back and down and look directly ahead. Now we're going to place those toes back down, lift up those heels. Holding up here. Slowly lower back down, pull the toes up. Nice and wide, they should be really wide spread. And then you place them down and you pop right up as high as you can onto those spread out toes. We're really trying to work out of these shoes. Slowly come down again. Lift up those toes nice and wide, spread them out as much as you can. We're going to pop up onto those toes, lift the heels as high as you can, and now we're going to add movement. Rise those hands up over your head. Staying on your tippy toes if you can. Go ahead and collapse your right wrist. Soften your knees and then tip to the side. Can you stay on those tippy toes? We're now adding a little movement to this one. Bring yourself back up. And then to the other side. We're still looking ahead. I'm getting a little wobbly here. Pull it up. Place your heels down. Take those hands through center. Dive all the way down to the mat. Walk your hands out so that you're in a downward facing dog. And we're going to take the right foot high up into the sky. So that's the front leg for me, so you're on the other leg. We're going to exhale, pull the knee into the chest, look between the hands, step walk, guide that foot down. Drop your back heel, warrior one. Okay, so sink on in, knee right over ankle, suck the belly in, tailbone is tucked, so we're not scooping our butt out. We've got a solid center, and then we turn into our warrior two, spreading the hands out, reach those fingertips all the way up to the sides, widen that stance a little bit more if you need to, and then roll the shoulders back. Lean all the way into the front. We're going to reverse this warrior. So pick it all the way up and reverse. Elbow finds the thigh on the first one, coming into extended warrior, reverse, and exhale, come back. One more time, let's reverse. Bring it all the way down to the mat. Lifting that back heel, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. One more time to the halfway hold. Again, I know some of us sometimes have a little bit of need for being a little bit longer so that our blood pressure re-acclimatizes after we've been down for a while. So just take your time and inhale all the way up when you're ready. Exhale, hands to heart center. We should be nice and warm now. Inhale, rise it on up. Exhale, the hands to heart center, thumbs right against the chest, shoulders back and down. Take a look at your knees, okay? Make sure the knees track towards the second and third toe when you come down. So bring your butt down, come into your chair, take a look down and make sure the knees are not passing the toes and you're sending your butt back. It's a nice deep squat or chair pose. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, come down. We're going to be playing with feet today, I think. Rise it back up. All right, so now we're going to bring ourselves down into our chair pose. Holding here. Come up onto the toes, so lift those heels off the mat. We've been here for a twist before, so take a deep breath in. Exhale to the left. So I'm coming towards you. My hands are right on my chest. Inhale. If you need to drop those heels, please do. Exhale, twist. Maybe your elbow is getting close to your knee, maybe not. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Maybe it touches. If it is touching, you can go ahead and open those hands up nice and wide. Holding for 4, 3, are your legs shaking? 2, 1, heels down, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise it all the way up. Whew. And exhale to heart center, little shake out. All right. So if you stay up on your toes, you really work those quads, and we're definitely working the feet and your calves. Let's go ahead and take a nice big inhale all the way up. Let's swan dive this one down. Take a step back with one foot. Take a step back with the other. You know the deal. You can rest, walk your dog, or do a chaturanga. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push back. All right. So now we're going to just come down onto the mat with the knees. We're going to walk our hands underneath our shoulders. Shoulders back and down. And we're going to do the lovely side hydrant pose. I like to call this the dog hydrant pose for obvious reasons. All right. So shoulders stay back and down. Lift your front knee about an inch off the mat. Now that we've got an inch off the mat, we want to square our shoulders, pull our bellies in, and we're going to lift that front all the way up to that 90 degrees. Okay? So we've got that hold. Bring it back down. Touch the knees together. So we're going to inhale to lift. Hold it. Exhale. Come down. One more time. Lift it and hold it. If you've got more, extend that front leg out. Pull it back in and bring it down. Go ahead and try it again. You can stay right here, holding. If you need more, extension. Pull it back in and bring it down. And if there's somebody who wants a little bit more, I'm going to give it to you now. Lift it up. Extend it out. Draw a circle with the foot, bend the knee, and bring it down. So there's 3 levels here. All right, let's go again. Up, extension out, shoulders are squared. Draw that big circle. Use your big glute muscles. Pull it in and down. Do you think we can do that one more time? Let's try. Up, out, draw me that circle. Use your core, use your butt. Pull it in, drop it down, and child's pose. Whew. All right, reach it out. Release those wrists if you need to. Go ahead and roll them in one direction, roll them in the other. Firing up those butts. Sitting here, maybe we're going to take it a little bit to the front of the mat. So over to my left side, I'm just reaching. Bring it back through center. And then maybe press the hip over to the back side. Bring it back through the center. All right, so how's one butt cheek feel? Pretty lit up, yes? Let's tuck our toes, come into our downward facing dog. Again, your choice, you do not have to do a chaturanga ever, but if you would like to do a flow, come with me now. Inhale to come forward, knees or toes. Exhale, lower down as long as the elbows are in at your sides. Rise it on up. Exhale, push it back. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that front foot high up into the sky. Pull the knee right into the chest, look between the hands, step, walk, guide it. Step the other foot all the way up to the top of the mat. Go ahead and come into a full chair. So lift those hands up, drop into the heels, send the butt back, and make sure those knees are tracking towards the second and third toe. We've got this going on. We can lift up onto those toes again. Again, if you're not worried about the toe workout today, don't worry. You can drop to the heels and it's exactly the same. All right, so we're holding up here. We're going to exhale those hands to heart center. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to exhale to the back of the mat, the other side. So a little twist here. I'm already shaking on these toes. So I'm going to drop down, but stay if you can. Inhale. Twist a little bit more. One more time. Inhale. I'm coming back up onto my toes, and I'm finding my elbow on the knee. If you're there, feel free to open up those hands nice and wide. Oh my goodness, this is so tough this morning. Exhale those hands back together. Drop those heels if they're still elevated. Inhale to stand, rise it on up. And exhale, shake it out. Good work. All right. We're going to do the hydrant on the other side. So we're getting a lot of leg workout today. I hope we're enjoying it. Inhale the hands all the way up. Swan dive down. So soften the knees and take a dive. Take a step back with one foot. Take a step back with the other. Again, chaturanga if you need to. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push back. I chose to walk my dog that time. No problem. You do you. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves onto all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders. Remember, you can make fists for wrists or wrap up the edge of the mat if your wrists are starting to fatigue. All right? So, once we've gotten that down, hands underneath the shoulders, shoulders back and down, suck the belly up, flat back. Again, we're working with the tabletop, not a cat or a cow. Once we've got that going on, we're going to lift our back knee up just a couple of inches, and we're going to lift it out to the side as high as we personally can, all right? So go ahead and lift it out to the side, and then bring it back down. Now, I've got something in my way, so I'm going to turn myself around. You stay where you are, and bring it back down. One more time. We're setting up for the extension if we want it. We're looking straight down at our mat, and we have that flat back. We're going to inhale out. Take the foot, point it. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale and exhale. Do that one more time. Again, you can just hold here. You can release it early. You can extend. You can pull it back and in. We've got 3 more, but with the add-on. Lift it up. Extend it out. Draw a giant circle. Bring that foot all the way back up. Bring it to the 90-degree bend, and knees touch. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, lengthen. Scoop with a breath. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, bring it in. And all the way down. Whew. All right. Knees outside the hips. Toes flat. Reach it on out. Grab some water if you need to. Release the wrists if you need to. Options for child's pose. Bringing the hands down by your shoulders. Your head can be on the mat. Flip the hands so that the palms face up. Shoulders are back and down. And then you peel your elbows towards your ribs while your wrist is still connected to the ground. And you're going to get a nice stretch in the wrist and the forearms here. Again, if we don't want to do it, no worries. I'm talking so my head is elevated. But of course, put your head down on the mat. Feel relaxed here. But I just want to make sure everyone can hear me.
I sure as hell.
And then we're going to slowly release the wrists. Walk our hands all the way back up to the top of the mat. We're going to come onto all fours. And then we're just going to switch ourselves so that we are butts on the mat. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing okay. That's a lot of butt work. Whew. Let's get into the lower back, okay? So, again, you know me, I like to rock and roll, so if we're good to hold on to those knees and give ourselves a little rock and roll, it's time to play. Let's just rock and roll ourselves onto our spine. Give ourselves a little love. Again, not too many times in the day do I get around to rock and roll on my spine. So anytime I get a chance, I do. And then once we've done it a couple times, or if we've chosen not to, we're just lying on our backs. All right, I think this class is definitely going to be dedicated to glutes and hips and back. So let's release those wrists a little bit more if you found you've been on them for a lot. And then just take those hands, float them down by your side, palms facing down. Go ahead and rock the head side to side. Make sure we do not have any tension in the jaw. Let the head be relaxed. And again, all the time that we work in our postures, a lot of the time the jaw and the face wants to get involved. We're going to try and relax that. So just give me a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale and relax. Try to relax the jaw, relax the eyes. If you want to close them, go ahead. One more time. And exhale. On your next inhalation, your heels are close to your bum. You're going to inhale, lift up into your bridge. Tuck your chin to your chest. Hold it here. Exhale, lower back down. Let's do that 2 more times, making any adjustments we need to. Peel yourself off of the mat. Chin tucked to chest. Squeezing your glutes. Slowly lower back down. 1 more time. Inhale, rise it on up. Chin to chest. Hold it up here. If you're good and you're comfortable here, I want you to lift that front knee so that it is at a 90-degree bend. Hips are high. Let's bring that foot back down. Hips are completely level. And then we lift the other foot back up. And we're just going to transition between these two. So exhale down. Keep the hips nice and high. Squeeze your butt. Lifting the front knee. Exhale, switch. Inhale, lift. So you know I'm going to give you levels on this one. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Let's extend that leg out. Pull it back in and place it down. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do that 1 more on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, then we're going to take a break. So give me as much of a glute squeeze as you can. Pull it in. Place it down. But before you put your butt down, your feet are on the floor. Open your knees up and come to the sides of your feet. And then bring it back in. Okay? So it's a clam onto the sides of the feet. Squeeze your butt. Pull it back in. 2 more times. Out. And in. Last one. Out. And in. Roll down. Oof. 1 knee into chest. Other knee into chest. Hold on to the tops of the knees and draw some circles. Allow the lower back just to get some love back into it. When you're ready, roll in the other direction. All right. Lower the feet down 1 at a time. Let's get into these abdominals now. We're going to take our hands and reach them right above us. Okay? And then, if we need to, those hands can come down at our side. But we're going to try and start with these hands here, elevated. And then the knees stacking up over the hips. Once we've got that, we're going to bring our hands over our head and our toes tap. Okay? Tap the hands down, tap the toes down, lift it back up. My head is not lifting yet. We're going to inhale, exhale to crunch. 1 more time, float it over and bring it back. Holding here, lift the chest up and just lift as if you're just reaching with that ball and then bringing it back down again. So straight up, chin slightly tucked, using the upper abs. Feet can go to the floor if you need to. 2 more times. Exhale and inhale. Last time, exhale and inhale. Let's put it together. Let's tap down, bring it up, lift up, and exhale all the way down. Lift up and all the way down. Lift up, all the way down. Big inhale. Last one. Exhale and all the way down. Okay, so relax the jaw just by shaking it out side to side. Again, if that jaw picked up, just try and relax it. Hands down at your side. Shimmy the shoulders. Walk the heels close to the bum, and we're going to the back side of the body again. Inhale to your bridge. Okay? We've got a nice butt squeeze going on here. We can feel the arch in our back. So good if we're sitting all day. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time, make any adjustments. Notice your jaw. Pull your core in so that it is nice and locked on. Chin to the chest, squeezing the butt. Go ahead and lift up that front foot. Extend it out. Pull it back in. Take the knee and draw a circle around. Oh my goodness. And then place it back down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Knee up. Extension. Retract it. Knees bent, draw a circle to the outside and pull it back up. Place it down. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Other side, inhale, extend, breathe, circle, inhale, exhale. Let's do it one more time. Pull it in, extend it out, pull it in. Do you want more? Take the foot high, draw a huge circle with that foot. Oh, pull it in, place it down. Last time, I won't be able to do that full range on this side because I have something in the way. Pull it in, but if you want to go, extend that foot out, draw it around in a giant circle, pull it back in, and place it down, lower down. Oh my goodness. Whew. Shake that head out side to side. Relax. Just notice how the body is feeling right now. Stack those knees, hands on knees. Draw those little circles in one direction. Bringing that love back in. And then the other side. We're going to pick it up with those abdominals. We can add on there. Again, we're just going to start with our basics. Hands come up. Knees are stacked. We're going to bring those feet down to tap and the hands to reach over our head. Let's go ahead and crunch it up if you want. If you want a little more, extend the legs out. Reach up over the head. Pull it back in. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hold your crunch. We're going to take these hands, bring them out. Toes are touching and knees come out to the side. Okay, so our big toes are touching. Hands are out to the side. We're going to reach through. So extend out, reach through, and bring the toes to touch and pull back. Reach, exhale. Inhale. If you want more, exhale. Reach up over your head. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Stay at the top. Stay at the top. And this is where I'm going to ask you to pulse. Lift. 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 You've got 4 more. Come on with me. 4, 3. You can bend the knees. 2, 1, and release. Hands out like a giant T, okay? Just relax. Drop the knees on one side to twist it out. Very slowly. Inhale all the way back up and then to the other side. Let's do it again. Inhale to the center. Drop to one side. Inhale back up. And drop to the other side. Bring yourself back through center. Again, if we need to shake that head out a little, side to side, again, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and bring one knee into the chest, followed by the other, holding onto the knees. If you're like me and you want to cross those ankles and rock and roll yourself up to seated, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, just find yourself back in seated position on our mats. And one more. All right. Again, grabbing some water if you need to. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Just taking a breath.
Very good class in this place, that's for sure.
Take your hands all the way up. Exhale, coming down. One more time, all the way up. We're ready to get back onto those feet again, right? So when you're ready, make yourself onto all fours. Hands are spread nice and wide. Knees are tucked. Toes are tucked, I should say. And knees are underneath your hips. Shoulders up, back, and down. Come into your downward facing dog. If you want a chaturanga, go for it now. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Big inhale to rise. Exhale, push back. All right, let's take that back foot high up into the sky. We're going to pull the knee into the chest, look between the hands, step, walk, guide it, place it down. Drop your back heel. Let's bring it into Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Reach all the way forward and reverse the warrior. Big inhale. Exhale, float forward. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe we reach for the floor, maybe we don't. Inhale, rise it on up. Exhale, bring your elbow to your thigh. Reach for the floor, or if you have a block. We're gonna lengthen out that front leg for the hamstring. We might wanna keep a micro bend in the knee and just hold it here. Nice, big, long, deep stretch. If we wanna take that tap hand and wrap it around our back, we can do that. And then we can look up to the sky as we peel our top shoulder to the sky. If we've got our hand behind our back, let's lift it up. We're gonna soften our front knee and come back to our warrior two. So lift it all the way back up to warrior two. Windmill those hands all the way to the front, lift that back heel. And when you're ready to take off, you can hop or just float yourself right up into warrior three. Ooh, I needed some help that one. All right, warrior three. Lengthening out, finding our balance. Bringing your hands into the sky, pull that front knee up so it's at 90 degrees, and we're gonna test our balance today. So make sure you've got room in front of you. I'm gonna go to the center of my mat. Hands are up in the sky. You can bring them down to your waist or you can float them around wherever you need to today. But we're here in a 90-degree bend. Lead with the heel, soften your back knee, and then step forward onto your mat. Come into a deep lunge, okay? The knee can come down to the mat or you can hover it, okay? Wherever you are, the deeper you go, the more challenging it's gonna be. We're gonna push all the way back to that first posture. Step up and hold. That one is tough. Send it back into a lunge. Step back here and go down. Now this one is a propulsion movement, so this one isn't as tough. We pull it up and we stand. Don't worry if you don't get the height. It's all about balance. Lead with the heel, step long forward and come down. Exhale back up and all the way down. Inhale, soft touch. Exhale, pop. All the way down. Pop it up. Lots of control here, lots of core happening. Step it back. Low lunge. One more time, both ways up. Step it forward. Deep. Push out of that heel to pop yourself back up. Find your balance. Step back and hold here. Coming down. Walk those hands down to the front of the mat. Find yourself in your downward facing dog. You can walk the dog or maybe do a chaturanga. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, push back. All right, we're in our downward facing dog again. Allowing ourselves to walk our dog in any way that feels right. We're going to do everything on the other side. All right, so lift up the front leg. And we're going to pull the knee into the chest. Exhale, curl all the way up. Look between the hands and step, walk, guide it down. Drop your back heel. Warrior one, hips are squared to the front. Exhale, warrior two. Widen that stance if you need to, shoulders back and down. Reach forward, inhale. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, float down. Exhale, reverse. Option is always elbow on the thigh. If you want more, float it through down to the floor. Rise it back up. One more time. Elbow onto the thigh and you just hold here. If you want to come down to the floor, you can. But we're going to start to lengthen out through that front leg. Okay, so if we're a little bit higher, you might want to hold onto the shin and start to lengthen out. If you've got a block or you're down on the mat, lengthen out that front leg. Again, you can keep a micro bend in that knee. If you want a little bit more, take that top hand, wrap it behind the back. And then we're going to roll the shoulder back and look up to the sky. Nice big twist and lengthening of the hamstrings for 4, 3, 2. If hand is behind the back, rise it all the way up. We're going to soften that front knee and come back into our warrior two. Warrior two. Good. Let's go ahead and swing our hands up into warrior one, but lift that back heel and take a giant step up to the top of the mat. All right, let's try the balance on this side. I'm back in the center of my mat. Soften the knees, shoulders back and down. Again, if the hands over the head are becoming too much, hips, or just let them float. All right, so now that we've got it, shoulders away from the ears, they're into the shoulder girdles. We're going to lift up that back knee. We're on the other side. And we're going to lead with the heel to drop down into a lunge. Okay, once we've got that, press into the heel, use your core, Breathe out and push up and find your balance. We'll move slow for the first ones. Soften the supporting knee, take a step back, and come into your lunge and the back. Press off of the toes from the back and pop up. Let's move a little faster. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Pop it up. Whew. And then send it back. Exhale. Pop it up. I find this one. Inhale down, the toughest. Press out of those heels. Exhale. Pop it up. Find your balance. Step back. Pop it up. Find your balance. One more. Step. Push through that heel. Pop it up. Find it. Find it. Find it. And then step it back. And pop it up. Hold it here. Place the foot down. Hands come down. Works those shoulders by keeping those hands up. Couple of rolls here. Shake it out. And let's take it to our tree for some balancing without the eyes. Okay, so coming onto my left foot. You can go onto either one because we're going to do the other side. And we can turn our heel so that our toe is on the floor and our ankle is touching our heel. Okay? Shoulders back and down, hands on the hips to start. If this is the position today because balance is not working for you, no problem. This is already a balance because you're uneven. If you want a little bit more, take your heel and place it on your calf. Now, if you want to come higher, make sure you're not on your knee. So you're either here on the calf or you can help yourself up a little bit higher above your knee joint. We never want to push onto that knee joint. So if you can't get it higher than the knee joint, stay on the calf. Once we've got that going on, let's take these hands and dive them up through the center. We're going to take them out to the sides. Shoulders are down. We are now going to just take a nice little lean over to the right side. Pull it back up and over to the left side. Now we were doing this earlier in all different kinds of ways with these side stretches. Bring it back up. If we can, this time we're going to close our eyes and hold our tree for a couple of seconds. I lost it already. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes, bring those hands down. Such a challenge. So I've had to lower down because I tapped down. I don't know about you, but I had to tap down, and that's no problem because we're just training our body to use without our eyesight. All right, so let's get a feel for it on the other side. Let's ground our position by our feet underneath our hips. Toes are spread nice and wide, as we did before. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, and hands on the hips. Turning the heel in towards your stationary leg. You're on the other side. Lifting it up maybe onto the calf. And only if we don't press onto the knee do we lift it higher. Okay? And once we're here, again, we're rolling the shoulders back and down. We're bracing our core. We're taking those hands up through the center and then reaching out to the sides. Once you've got this, let's tip over to the left. So, challenging our balance by leaning and putting a lot of our weight over on one side. Use your core to pull yourself back up and over to the other side. This is challenging. If we're already challenged with our balance, we take it down a notch or we tap down anytime. It's no problem. All right, reach those hands out. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Calm the body, calm the shoulders, and when you're ready to try 4 breaths with your eyes closed, or 4 seconds with your eyes closed. Let's go ahead and do it. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it. Whew. All right, shake it out. Nice work training without sight. If you were like me, you probably were all over the place. Inhale the hands all the way up. Come to the top of the mat and swan dive down. Take a step back with one foot. Take a step back with the other. Maybe our last chaturanga of the class if you want to do so. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push back. Go ahead and walk your feet to the center of the mat. Crossing at the ankles if it feels right. Find yourself in seated. All right, now that we're in seated and we did work a little bit of our core, We're going to continue with that before we take our final Shavasana. So, we have our hands behind our knees, our shoulders are up, back, and down, and our chest is lifted. We're going to just walk those feet as close to our body as we can, and we're going to lift up that front leg to a flat to the ceiling, flat to the floor, parallel. Place it back down. We're looking straight ahead. We're lifting our chest. We're not arching our back. We're going to tend to want to do that. Press the chest forward and pull your elbows in at your side. That way I know your chest is lifted. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Point the toe, long straight line from the knee. Place it down. Go ahead. Front leg. Back down. Back leg. Back down. We've got it going on. We're going to lift up both together and nothing changes in the upper body. We're pulling our chest forward because we've got our hands on our knees. Go ahead and lightly tap the toes. Pull it back up. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You're holding it up and you're ready to float. Take the hands away from your knees. Lift them up over your head and hold here. Oh my gosh, this is hip flexors. This is core. Then if you're good, placing the hands down behind you and dropping the knees over to one side. Keep the chest lifted. Pull the knees back up, parallel to the ceiling. Drop to the other side. Lift it up. Drop to the front. Lift it up. Drop to the other side. Now, if you've got it, you can go here, take those hands off the floor, out to the side, and try the same thing. Oh my goodness, let's see if we can do it. One to the side. Oh, those side obliques, bring it up. Other side. Oh, even if we're trying it just a little bit, place those hands down, shoulders back. One more time. To the side. I'm leaning back. It's so tough, it's so tough. Last one, I promise. Twist. Bring it up. Hands down, feet down. Lie down. Walk it out. Grab onto the knees. Rock and roll yourself all the way back or just get right back down there. Solid work all around for the butt, for the hips, for balance, for your core. We did do some shoulders today, but not as much, but we were holding ourselves up in all of those postures today, so you did get a lot of work for the shoulders. So let's go ahead and just enjoy our stretch. Let's take our right leg and lengthen it all the way out. Your front leg, whichever leg you want to. In fact, it's all good. Then we're going to take these hands. We can take them out to the side. We can have them as cactus arms or reach them far out. We're going to press into the foot that is still bent, the knee that is still bent. Lift up your hip and drop it so that we're already into a twist. Okay? Now, if that is a little bit too much for you, don't worry. You can just stay in this position and just let the knee cross the body. But if you want an additional twist, you lift up the hip, drop the bottom hip down, and then you can let the top knee just float over. Now, this is too much. Stack your knees. Okay, we do not need to have the one leg extended. You can always have the knees stacked. If you're okay with this, just let the knee fall off down towards the mat. If you have a block, by all means, you can use a block, some pillows, whatever you have around you that will assist. If you want a little bit more and you would like to grab onto the top of the knee that's on the front, you can do so and just pull that knee in towards the chest. Again, this is a perfect place to stay. But because we did a few little back bends today, and I know we did a lot of back work, if you want to add into pulling the cat's tail, we've done this a few times. You're going to bend your bottom leg, and then you can reach for it with the back arm to see if you can reach for either your toes, the top of your foot, or your ankle. So again, we're pulling one knee, the top knee, towards the chest. We're arching the back. And then wherever you are, even if you're not catching the cat's tail, if you're not pulling the cat's tail, don't worry. You can always look to the opposite way of your knees. So for me, that's going to be to the back of the mat and get the cervical twist. Let the shoulders melt down. Try not to squeeze the glutes. We tend to still want to hold on to some energy in our butt to protect our back, but we're on the mat, so just let it go. Just enjoy this nice big deep twist. In through the nose, out through the nose. Allowing ourselves just to relax, knowing that the work of our practice is over. If we have turned our head away, let's bring it back to neutral. If we've clasped onto the back leg, the bottom leg, let's release it now. If we have the front knee, let's release that too. Bring the hands out to cactus arms or straight out to the side, whatever you prefer. Slide the bottom knee so it's stacked over the top and we're at 90-90. And then we're going to press into the backs of the hands so that we can bring those knees all the way back up without stressing our lower backs. We're going to do everything on the other side. Again, there's so many variations you can choose. So arms straight out or cactus arms, your choice. We're going to lengthen the other leg, so it happens to be my back leg. If we want the deeper twist, we're going to press into the heel, lift the hip up, and drop it down onto the mat. Again, option. If you're good here and you want to let that knee fall over, you can, propping it up with a pillow, a block, or your other knee by just stacking those knees on top of each other. And once we're good here, we've taken a couple of breaths and we decide that we might be able to go a little further. We see if we can scoop up that top knee and pull it in towards our chest. Again, that's going to deepen the stretch. It's going to allow the knee to need to move a little closer to the floor because we probably don't have a block as we pull it up. So again, if you're using a block and you need the block, this isn't necessarily a posture you want to go any further with. If you want to try pulling the cat's tail, this is where you start to bend the bottom knee. And once that bottom knee is bent, that's where you take the front hand and you reach down for either the toes, maybe the top of the foot, or maybe onto the ankle. And then we can turn our gaze all the way away from the knees. You relax your shoulders, you relax your jaw, relax the tension in your glutes, and just hold here in this beautiful twist, wherever your variation takes you today. And again, it might not be the same on either side. So if you can do something on one side, you might not be able to do it on the other side, and that's okay. That's something you got to notice. And that's something that we work on to try and get balance back into the body. A couple more nice, deep, relaxing breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Again, I just noticed that I started squeezing my glutes for some unknown reason, so I'm just trying to relax them. Do a little scan, see if you've pulled your shoulders way up into your ears, and just try and relax them. If we've turned our heads away, we bring them back to neutral. If we've pulled the cat's tail, we release the bottom foot. And we release the top knee. Hands out like a T or in a cactus. We slide the bottom knee to stack under the top. We press into the backs of the hands to help us elevate our knees back up through center. And we come onto our mats. Let's go ahead and pull one knee into the center, followed by the other, and give yourself a nice big hug here. A little rock side to side, just to release the spine. And then we're going to lower one foot at a time, nice and slow, no need to rush. Taking one ankle across the knee, across the thigh, holding here. We're letting our knee push out and down. We don't want to force it. We can put our hand on it just to give us a little bit of extra, but we're not pressing that knee away. We're just letting it open up. If this is where you are today, stay here. If you want, thread through and pull that bent knee into the chest, either holding on to your thighs or coming up onto the shin. Let's go ahead and rotate these ankles out. We were on these feet a lot. We popped up and popped down, so rotate. And then when we're ready, let's go ahead and release it out. We'll do everything on the other side. So release it out, crossing the ankle over the thigh. And then, again, I'm not pressing it. I'm just allowing my own body to push the knee out. You can have the hand onto the thigh. If we stay here, that's totally fine. If we're feeling really good in the hips, stay here. If you want more, thread it through, holding in onto your thigh or coming up onto the shin, and then just gently guiding that knee in. Again, I like to give a little love to the ankles here. It's a great way because we're On our backs, we can rotate that ankle in one direction and rotate it in the other. And then when you're ready, we're going to release that out. Placing both feet on the mat, letting the knees touch and the feet fall out to the side. This is always level 1, shoulders away from the ears. Shimmy the shoulders underneath you. And then if we're good, we can lengthen out one leg, followed by the other. If we have any tension on the back, bring the knees back together. So I've lengthened out one leg, let the foot fall out to the side, lengthen out on the other one. Just noticing how the body feels now that we're just fully in a relaxive, supportive state. Let's do that little body scan now. Think about your toes and how we popped up onto them. We're usually in shoes, so we don't get a lot of flexibility in those feet. So make sure that if you've got any tension in them, just wiggle those toes out. Give a little bit more thought to those toes that give us so much balance and support during the day, and then just let it go. Bring your awareness up into your ankles. Again, we use them for most of the walking, jumping, running, everything we do that is standing up. Those ankles are in play. If we need to rotate those ankles a couple more times, go ahead and do it. Just rock them side to side, and just let those feet fall out. We did a lot of work today in those quads by balancing and in the glutes. So bring the awareness up into the legs. Where the hamstring connects to the butt and where your quads are in the front, just want you to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale and release the muscle tension anywhere in the glute, hamstring, quad area. We did a lot of work for the back, the side obliques, and the core today, whether it was in boat, whether it was in bridge, or whether it was swinging those legs side to side, that whole corseted area. Just want you to focus in on it. My lower back is still feeling a lot of that work. Maybe it's your core, maybe it's your obliques. As long as you remember how it felt, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale and let all the muscles of the core relax. Bringing the awareness up into the shoulders. Again, a lot of the work in yoga is spent in a inversion where we're holding our body weight up, whether it's chaturanga, whether it's down dog, whether it's a side plank or plank, whatever we're doing, we're having to use our shoulders to support our upper body weight. So take a nice deep breath in. Exhale and let those shoulders melt away from your ears. Bringing the awareness down into the arms, right into those wrists and those fingertips. If we need to release those wrists again, go ahead and give a couple of rolls in one direction and the other direction. Maybe wiggle those fingers out. Spread them out nice and wide. Ball up into a fist. Wide reach with those fingers. One more time, ball it up into a fist. Reach those fingers nice and wide, and then just let the hands fall down to the sides. Whether the palms are up or down is always a choice for each individual. Rocking the head side to side, making sure we have no tension in the jaw. You can go as far into the rocks as you want. You can go here all the way down to the mat, or just a slight twist side to side. Bring your head to a neutral position. Let your lips part, your tongue be heavy, your eyes soften. Notice any of the creases in the forehead start to dissipate. Let's do a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. One more time, nice deep inhale. And exhale. The next 60 seconds are yours to either explore your body, follow your breath, or just relax on the mat. Now, if you need a little longer in your Shavasana, please stay. However, if you're looking to bring awareness back into the body, let's go ahead and wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, roll wrists and ankles. We're going to bring one hand above our head, float it above, float the other one above. Let's interlace those fingers, pressing the palms all the way to the top. Point the toes, arch your back into a bit of a fish pose, and then take a nice deep breath in, big stretch, point the toes, reach the hands, and then exhale, release. Slide one of your heels towards your body, followed by the other one. Bring one of your knees in towards your body, followed by the other one. If your hands are above like mine and still laced, we can then take them and bring them and wrap them around the knees into a nice big loving hug and a little rock side to side. Once we've rocked a little side to side and we feel good, choose a side to lie onto for your side lying posture. Once you've got side lying posture, using your bottom hand as a pillow, top hand just floats in front of your belly button and place it down. I always notice a big difference in my spine after I've done a practice and I've laid on my back and then come onto my side. I just notice how much more limber my spine feels. Just take that little time to do another body scan, make sure we feel good. And if we're good to go, we press into the hand in front of our belly button, walking ourselves up to seated so that we're not using our back at all, coming into our cross-legged or seated position in any way that feels right. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. My eyes are closed. Feel free to close your eyes. Keep them open, your choice, and just take that big inhale all the way up to the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, and wrap those hands around your back body. Inhale, rising on up. Exhale, chin to chest. Bring those hands behind your body. One more time. Inhale all the way up. Bring the head to neutral. Bring the hands to heart center. Again, thank you everyone for showing up on a Sunday